Hello guys, Chris G here with EMG Source. Today I'm gonna show you a couple of boxes that you could buy for your Kodi. If you want to run Kodi and you want to enjoy your movies and TV shows and everything else. Now, so there's a lot of people not knowing exactly what to get because they go online and they look at these boxes for like $36. They have pretty good reviews for 164 reviews at 4 stars. They're like, oh, it's amazing at $36. It's great. All these boxes are gonna run Kodi with no issue. Uh, the but the only thing is they run a little slow. Like some of the apps and everything else. Even though this says 4K and everything else, when they're running in the background, you're trying to switch between apps and everything else. It runs a little slow. But the remotes are also IR, meaning that if you don't have straight line of sight to the box, then you're not going to be able to switch between the add-ons very easily. That you have to kind of point at it. It becomes a little frustrating. There's little remotes that you could buy like this, like the RII28 or whatever the model number is. I'll look it up. But this little remote right here, it works pretty good. You're able to hide the box and not exactly see it. It works with a little dongle that connects with the remote, and then you're able to use the mouse pad and the keyboard and the little pointer and everything else. It's a great little remote, but again, it's not 100%. It doesn't always work. Uh, Very straightforward. But probably one of the best remotes. And this box is not a bad box. Again, $75 for this is not bad. Um, Probably the highest rated in my opinion is probably the Magicon G box. And this one, I believe they're based out in the U.S. So if you have any, questions or anything else, they have a great customer support. You could just call them and they'll help you with the box and everything else. If you have any problems updating the software or anything else, they're based out of here, so they have good customer service. You're not calling China like these other boxes. You're calling, wherever. Uh, to get some support out of them. They're mass produced. That's why they're so cheap, and sometimes they don't last very long. So I wouldn't throw my money away on these kind of boxes. Another box that's very highly rated is the Nvidia Shield. It's very pricey, but you see, it comes with a big hard drive, and this is particularly good if you're gonna use it for gaming. There's a lot of Android gaming out there. Some that are very good quality. You could do a lot of streaming, I believe, from your computer games or whatnot. But again, this is more for gaming. This runs Kodi very smooth, but it's more for gaming. So not for the average user that just wants to watch their movies and TVs. This is not for them. If you want to spend that kind of money, you're not gonna be disappointed with how this runs. I mean, you have the remote there, and the the gamepad remote and everything else, and everything is wireless. It's a beautiful machine. But again, that's only if you want to spend that kind of money to run Kodi, something that's not that expensive. Then you have the people machine here. It's pretty cool because it's an all-in-one. It has a screen built into the box. So I mean, as you can see here, the box itself has USB ports, like 4 USB ports, HDMI, the memory stick, Ethernet, and then it has a screen on top. Not only that, but it's dual boot, which means that you could run uh, Android and Windows. So I mean, you could run the two different things there, no issues. Um, so if you wanted to, have Windows for whatever Windows apps that you might run there, you do that, and if you wanted to run, apps from the App Store, from the Google Play Store, then you could do that as well. It's a touchscreen. You can move it around. I mean, it's pretty good for the price. I mean, 115. It's something that you could carry around if you don't have the TV with you there, but it also has an HDMI out, so you could connect it to your TV and watch it from there. This doesn't come with a remote, so I mean you have to buy a keyboard. Um, this keyboard is actually not very big, and is a great little keyboard. Probably works better than any other keyboard I've tried. For $36, but again, it's not something that you actually, it's handheld, or it's a little bit bigger than most keyboards, but smaller than regular keyboards. So it's really nice. And now it's a little mouse pad. You got the keyboard there, and it works well. Then you have the Amazon boxes, the Amazon family here, and you have pretty much the two sticks in the Amazon box. These two sticks are pretty much the same thing. There's no difference between them. They're exactly the same. The only difference is that you have this one has a microphone button on the remote, and this one doesn't. So this one has the voice remote, which if you're using this for Kodi, you don't really need it. The voice remote does not work with Kodi. Now, if you want to run their new Alexa software, where you could ask, how's the weather outside and stuff like that, then you're paying $10 extra for that feature that you're probably never going to use. So save the $10, get the $40 one, and then if you want the option of running an Ethernet wire to the box because you want better connectivity, then go with the Amazon Fire TV. This also says it does 4K and everything else. I like the older model better than this one. This one has a few glitches on it, which I'm pretty sure they'll work around. They'll fix pretty soon. But other than that, it's 2 gigs of memory, 8 gigs on storage. You don't really need more than that. But if you wanted to, you could actually add a memory card, or or NAS or anything like that you could add more space to it. But again, if you're just running Kodi, you don't need more than that. And this one, what I like about mostly one of my favorite boxes to use for the price and everything else is because the remote itself. The remote is an RF remote, which means you don't have to point it at the box. The box could be hidden behind your TV, inside a cabinet, in the closet, wherever, however you have your TV set up, and you don't really need to see it. The remote's RF is going to work no matter what, whether you're pointing back, forward, your hand is inside the blanket, you're watching TV in the winter and you want to, snuggle inside your blanket, you don't have to take your arms out. It'll work, probably the best remote for the box. I think this alone is very good. And if you wanted to use it for gaming, there is a gaming one, but again, I wouldn't spend money on that either because it's the same machine with an extra remote. If you have a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 4, they're Bluetooth, you could connect right to it and it'll work for your gaming too as well. You could program it so you could play your Nintendo games or whatnot. But they're a little bit more. There's extra steps involved in programming the Amazon Fire Stick and the TV versus the other boxes. But it's just like 1 or 2 more steps. If you wanted to a good experience with where everything works smooth, it runs great, no lag, stick with the Amazon family here. They probably work the best. Again, this machine is pretty good, but you have to get an extra keyboard and so on. But it's a nice little thing to have if you have a little touchscreen there if you want to lay down and watch it from there. Good for the kids and everything else. Great for gaming. And then these is if you want to start out and give them a try, see what Kodi's like. You're not sure if you want to invest in Kodi, and you don't want to spend too much money. You could try this out and see how it works out for you. I've had a few people that bought these boxes and they're not very happy. It works really slow, it lags, it freezes, it stops working. There's a few out there they're pretty good. They're hidden gems, but there's so many boxes, so many Chinese boxes that it's hard really to try them all. You could go through a lot of people that have tried probably a handful, but not all of them. I mean, me personally, I've tried this one right here, and I think it worked pretty good. I hated the remote, so I bought that remote. Um, but I was probably the happiest with the Amazon box. Again, there were a little bit of a pain at the beginning to program, but once you get used to it, it becomes rather easy, and you can have as many as you want. For $40. I mean, they're great, and I believe if you wait till Black Friday, they're gonna be running this for $25 on special. So I mean, I would jump on that if you really wanna have a good experience there. All right. So again, there's gonna be many people telling you get this one's the best, that's the best. They're all pretty good. They're all gonna run. Kodi pretty much runs almost everywhere. It's a shorter list to tell you what it doesn't run on. So I mean, you can't put it on a PlayStation or Xbox. You can't do it on a Apple TV, um, but or a Roku box. But other than that, pretty much you can put it anywhere, whether it's your phone or um, anywhere. You could add it on with no issue. It's just a matter of which one works better for you. For me, like I said, and this is for me, not for you. I mean, you make your decision based on what you like and what you want to do. But for me, the Amazon family works the best because, again, the remote itself, it's worth it. Being that it's RF instead of IR, you don't have to point at it. It works really smooth. The software that's on it, even though it's Google, it doesn't seem like Google. It's an Amazon skin on top, and I think they took a lot of the crap out, which because it runs smoother than much of the other boxes. You always see like a little lag when it jumps from one thing to the other. You don't get that on the Amazon box. So I mean, again, try whichever one you like the best, but for me, I'll stick with that. All right, guys, make a good decision. Do your reviews, see what you think will work best for you, and then give it a try and just enjoy Kodi. All right, have a good day, enjoy it, and I hope I was some help.